always, good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to week 10 of Game Time, brought to you by Odessa Sonics. I'm Corey Mose, and I'm joined by the lively Leonard. My guy, you pumped for tonight? All right, Leonard, you don't have to yell, bro. You have a mic on, okay? You give a dude one chance to be on air, and he gets a big head. Remember where you came from, young blood, all right? And our sports team is coming from all around the basin to give you more highlights than Halloween costume ideas, okay? So let's meet the squad for tonight. You got my guy, Jonathan Palacios, and Mason Stores, who's out in Pecos. And look who's in the studio with me tonight, the trick to my treat, Alex Camerata. But we're gonna get it to you real quick. First off though, we gotta go back over to my boy J Poe, who's at our game of the week between Big Spring and Fort Stockton. Now, Jonathan, a famous poet once said, first is first. You can't be tied for it, all right? So which one of these teams is not tied for first place anymore?
Well, Corey, early on, it looked like Fort Stockton was going to take this game, run away, and hide after they put up 13 quick points to start. But Big Spring, you know, they kept in it, they kept fighting, and cut that lead down to keep it close at halftime and set us up for what became a very wild finish. And with that, let's go take a look at those first half highlights. A battle for first in district. Fort Stockton takes on Big Spring for our game of the week. It's the third play of the game, and Fort Stockton starts the party early. A handoff to Isaiah Garcia, who gets a wide open lane and scampers for 67 yards and gives the Panthers an early 6-0 lead. Big Spring looks to answer. Gabriel Baeza hits Devin Manning, and he slips a would-be tackler and finds pay dirt for Big Spring's first score. Here we are, Fort Stockton again, and from 2 yards out, it's who else but Dominic Aguilar. He muscles his way in for 6 and extends the Panthers' lead. Big Spring wants to keep things close, and it's Baeza looking, and he launches an absolute dime. Caden Mitchell comes down with it and cuts the Panthers' lead down again, 21-13, Fort Stockton at half. Let's go ahead and hear from Coach after the game. First off, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight, a gutsy win, 29-28. Talk to me about that second half. You know, what kind of fight the team showed?
You know, they showed a lot of fight. You know, we knew Big Spring, they trailed last week, came back and had a great second half. I knew that these guys could come out and do it again this week, and we responded and made a few plays when we had to, you know, so couldn't be more proud of those guys.
And the second, that last touchdown that y'all scored, talk to me about the gutsy play calling, going for 2, going for the win.
You know, that was a situation we got down here, didn't want to leave it up to. You know, we're pretty spotty on extra points, so, you know, I knew if we could get it in and get the lead, then it put the pressure back on them.
Now that second half was everything that you would expect from two teams fighting it out for first place in the district. We had lead changes and some drama at the end. Fort Stockton down late in the fourth quarter, scores a touchdown, and instead of going for the tie, you know, they're going to go for the win, for the 2-point conversion and get it. And that would be just enough to edge out Big Spring tonight. Your final here tonight in Big Spring, Fort Stockton 29, Big Spring 28. Corey.
Thank you, Jonathan. You know they say go big or go home, and the Fort Stockton Panthers are going home with a dub. You love to see it. All right, let's head over to Grande Communication Stadium, where Midland High celebrated their seniors before taking the field against Abilene High. And the Eagles, well, they got the board first with this quarterback sneak after marching down the field in just 4 plays. And the Dogs barked back, though, doing a fake handoff to Zion Ward that fooled me. But I found the magician disappearing into the end zone. Landry Walls ties the ball game up from 38 yards out, 7-7 in the middle of the first quarter. But this Abilene offense wasn't backing down. Abel Ramirez tosses a dart to his bullseye, Daniel Gebhardt, giving the Eagles a double-digit lead, and the Eagles would keep it that way, knocking off MHS. Now out in San Angelo, Congressman August Pfluger was tossing coins while Marcos Davila was tossing touchdowns. He finds Addison Akbar over the middle, who then flexes some muscles that you can't buy off Amazon, people. And mama, there goes that man again. Our former athlete of the week, he just got his trophy for Built Ford Tough Player of the Week. Donnie, not the Pope, Bishop, takes this mug all the way to the 10-yard line. That sets up the hefty receiver Chris Brazel, who adds to his touchdown resume. Legacy's having a nice drive back from San Angelo right now, winning 69-28. All right, big game up next. Odessa High needed to beat Friendship tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive. Unfortunately, the Tigers wanted that smoke. Andrew Braddock snags the first TD of the game, putting Friendship up 7-0. And breaking news, people, Diego Cervantes may be tougher than the term. He came back from injury tonight and got to slinging that rock. First touchdown to Blaine Mendoza. Then he'll go to his lucky number 7, Terrence Samuel, who shook the DB to get into the end zone. And Lamont Green already had 1 touchdown on the night, but the big boy went for seconds, closing Friendship's lead 35-28. But unfortunately, the Broncos couldn't complete the comeback tonight, losing their final game of the season. And I'm now joined by head coach Dusty Ortiz. Coach, great job by having Diego come back. I know you love to have him back under center. What part of the game or what phase of the game do you think y'all kind of fell short tonight?
Well, we just didn't take care of the ball. We had a couple of turnovers. One was returned for a touchdown, and then we had an interception. Another one that was returned for a touchdown, so that kind of hurt us.
And Coach, at the beginning of the year, you gave me a famous Ted Lasso quote of "be like a goldfish." That's what you wanted your football players to be. And for people that don't know, a goldfish has the shortest memory span of any animal. And so for football players, that's a great thing to have. But Coach, I'm gonna ask you tonight to do the opposite. Can you tell me something that you're gonna remember your team about for your first Odessa High team? What are you going to remember about this class?
I just love the fact that the seniors just came. When I came in, they bought in. You know, it could have went a different direction and pushed back, but they just jumped on board, and everything that we and the coaches brought in, they bought in.
I know they love you, man. Congratulations on a great season. I can't wait to see what y'all do next year, Coach. Thank you. All right. With that being said, we have the standings for all of the 6A schools. After they finish tonight, let me bring in my guy, Alex Camarada. You were over there, but now you're over here. Love to see it. So these are the standings as of right now, Alex. You have Legacy at the top, Permian, Abilene. But this is where that game just now, Odessa High and Friendship played a huge factor, as you see Odessa High at the bottom after that loss.
Yeah, it could have been a crazy finish, right, for that coin toss that we were talking about for next week. But, man, I mean, Odessa, they had a chance going into this season really to be one of these surprise teams.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it didn't work out for them. But as you heard from Dusty, they got a bright future. And under his realm, they're going to be well.
Exactly. And with that loss, though, as you see, Midland High now is 1-4, Friendship's 1-4, Odessa High is 1-5, which then opens up the door for San Angelo Central to then go into the playoffs after losing tonight. But they have the tiebreaker over Midland High. So even if both these teams lose next week, San Angelo Central will get that last playoff spot. But, Alex, looking at these schools tonight, you're looking at somebody else. Who are you talking to?
That's right. The Greenwood Rangers. They were taking on the Snyder Tigers in a big game for Greenwood. They're trying to pick up its 3rd district win and clinch a spot in the postseason. Starting in the second, quarterback Ty Flowers throws a quick screen to his guy Zane Oakley, who fights for tough yardage to grab a Ranger first down. On the first possession of the second half, Snyder quarterback Hunter has trouble with the snap and forces the throw into heavy traffic, where Jimmy Vasquez for the Rangers comes away with the pick and then makes sure the refs know he's got the rock. And for Greenwood, Flowers dropping back to pass, but doesn't walk with ease and pulls this thing down and runs it instead to set up G-Wood inside the red zone. Then on 1st and goal, running back Sean Kelly gets a nice lead block and scores this easy tutty as the Rangers grab a big district win over Snyder and clinch the number 2 seed for the District 1-4A Division II playoffs. They weren't the only team in Midland rolling, the Midland Christian Mustangs. It was senior night where they were trying to get back into the win column. They welcomed in the Plano Prestonwood Lions. In the first, quarterback River Rodriguez, former athlete of the week, by the way, here at News West 9, he calls his own number and picks up a nice chunk of yardage here on this first down carry. A few plays later, Chandler Carroll was used to catching passes from the Mustangs. Well, he works in some nice trickery on this reverse pass and hooks up with Sean Madison on a beautifully thrown ball. Who said receivers can't throw too, Corey? Mustangs at the goal line, and Rodriguez, who acts like he's going to take off, decides to throw it to Carson Hufford for a touchdown to give the boys in blue a 7-0 lead. Next possession for Plano Prestonwood. Quarterback McGuire Martin, he's going to throw this one a little too high, and it falls right into the hands of D-back Cole Gunter, the senior, who, how fitting, comes away with a pick on senior night, and the Mustangs pick up their 7th victory of the year with a 27-21 dub over Plano. And Corey, Coach McClendon, he's got to be super jacked up that this guy got back into the win column. Remember, last week was a tough loss against All Saints for them. So really nice job for them holding on to that win.
Yeah, he was super salty last week after getting that L, but now look at them getting dubs. Thank you, Alex. See, Leonard? That's how you do it, buddy. Take some notes. All right, folks, you just saw Midland Christian get back in the winning column. Coming up after the break, we'll check in with Mason and Pecos, see how those Wink Wildcats did up in Iran. Then we'll take a trip to Andrews for their matchup against Lakeview, and finally get a little spooky at the end for our top plays. So get your candy and don't change the channel. Love y'all.
We're not kidding, man. Anybody wanna get it, tell them we next up. Go battle on lock. Till then, I'ma settle on top. You don't believe me? Just turn on your tell them to watch. They play me cause my game's crazy, but I can't.
And you're watching Gametime on New.
That means
Welcome back, beautiful people. Time to head to Pecos as they battled Monahans tonight. Look at Leonard chilling. I wish you could work like I am. Mason in the basin, he has us covered for that game. Mason, earlier today you told me that this game has some playoff implications.
Yeah, Corey, definitely some playoff implications in this game here tonight. With both of these teams sitting further down in district play, you could basically call it a battle for who was going to punch that ticket to playoffs. And Monahans did it here tonight. Well, Pecos started the night out right, thanking the folks with a little parent appreciation. That was followed by a coin toss by a very familiar face. That's right, Congressman Tony Gonzalez. But when the fun was over, these guys came out to play. The Eagles with the first points on the board. Number 21, Ezekiel Saldana, gets the ball, and there is no stopping him. Monahans wouldn't sit by without some points of their own. Chino Navarrete takes the snap and finds a wide open Tanner Jones, who catches the ball and just struts this thing in. After a long drive down the field, Pecos would find the end zone again. Handoff to Ezekiel Saldana, who makes this whole scoring thing look too easy. Now, as you saw, those first half highlights did not do the final score justice, but hey, it sure looks like Monahans might have found their groove again. Corey?
Thank you, Mason. 60 points, 60 piece? Hey, chill out, Monahans, man. There's kids out there, all right? All right, thank you, Mason. All right, coming up after the break, we got more highlights for you, okay? So don't change the channel. You don't want to miss it.
This is Gametime on News Last Night.
Go, go, go.
Leonard, bro, say hi. Don't be rude. Lord have mercy. Rookies, man. We had some dudes looking like vets, though, on the field tonight in Ira, and it was the big, bad Braves' final home game of the season, and they tried their hardest to go out with the dub. If you don't believe me, just watch J.D. Solis will himself into the end zone to put the Braves up early 7-0. But it wouldn't last long, though. Brandon Peters found a hole as big as the pothole that ruined my car last week, and it cost me $50. Okay, I need that money back. And I'll tell you what, Hudson Morgan read this better than a picture book. He takes it back to the cribbo as Wink will head back home with the W. Now, all right, goons and goblins, let's head on out to Mustang Bowl in Andrews, where they hosted San Angelo Lakeview, and the Mustangs whooped these boys worse than my mama after I came home with the D on my progress report, all right? Jackson Loudermilk, he's going to get the handoff after this play, and he's going to spoil the party with another 6 points on the scoreboard. And then the QB, E.J. Lopez, gives me 10 cents because he was dropping dimes on this play, big fella. And let's not forget about Cooper, though, with the Moss. Lord have mercy. Andrews dominates tonight, 45-24. And mamas, get ready to say, there goes my baby on TV, because it's time for top plays up next.
If you ever showed me a giant, I'm many a court. I got a rock and a slingshot, better you fall. Ha. And it won't stop, son, till me and the squad get confetti to fall. Yeah, well, until that is the outcome. My job is done. Are you ready to ball?
You're watching Game Time on News Last Night. Go team!
Ready for war. Bringing that to
Welcome back. Guess what time it is? Let me check my watch. Oh wait, I don't have a watch on. It's top play time. Let's get to it. Big Spring up first. You just saw it. Gabe Baeza doing a little pump fake and then going to his wide receiver with a little juke move and getting into the end zone. Next up, Mason showed you this one. Zeke Saldana going up the gut like my stomach that be hurting all day. He goes all the way down to the end zone, scoring for the Eagles, but they don't get the win tonight. And lastly, EJ Lopez, the GOAT, going up to Cooper over 2 defenders and gets into the end zone. Remember, folks, to vote, just go to my Twitter page, and I'll have a poll ready for you tomorrow until Tuesday at midnight. And you don't have to wait that long for overtime, though. That's happening in just 15 minutes, and you can watch it on different platforms, so you have no excuses, all right? If you don't have News West 9 app, even though you should, we got you covered on Facebook and YouTube, so make sure you tune in. Do it for me, okay? All right, everybody, I love y'all. Jesus love you as well. I hope y'all have a sensational weekend, and be safe out there, folks, for trick-or-treating. Thank you.